They envy you. They want to be you. Sorry, if you're watching this, you're Angelica. It just came to my mind. I'm sorry. As a bully and a hater, if you're watching this, shame on you. I need somebody like you. That's why I want you to subscribe to my channel, because you add something to the channel, you know? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, and if you're also old, hi. If you're new, you should definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so we can see more of you, because I like you already and I think you would be a great addition to this YouTube channel. As you can see by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing my second episode to my series called Letters to Her. If you've never heard of that before, that's completely okay. You can definitely click the card above so it gives you a synopsis of what it is about, and then I will put this in a playlist so you can actually go back and watch episode 1, which I highly recommend. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Today we're going to be talking about how to stop caring about what people think about you, what people say about you, and to decenter people's opinions altogether and just focus on yourself and your own journey. It's very ironic that I'm the one giving you this advice, because for me, it is something that I low-key still struggle with, but I feel like looking at how I was when I was younger versus now, I'm definitely not as dependent on people's opinions as I used to be. Am I still there? Yes, but not as much. So I'm going to give you my tips and hopefully it helps somebody. The first thing I always ask myself is, why do you care so much about what this person is saying? Why is it affecting you so much? And for me, growing up, especially in an African household, I was always told that don't do this and act a specific way because somebody might perceive you in a way that you don't want to be perceived. And so growing up, I was always hyper aware of my behavior and the way that I was talking, the way I was doing things, because I never wanted to be perceived that way. But then as I've gotten older, I've realized that who cares? Like, of course, that doesn't mean like be disrespectful or anything like that. At the end of the day, people are always going to have opinions about you. People will always have things to say. So you might as well do something to give them something to say. You shouldn't let people's opinions of you stop you from your own happiness. As you're navigating life, there will always be haters. Always hater. No matter how successful you are, no matter how poor you are, no matter your economic class, whatever it is, there's always going to be somebody who is going to be hating on you for whatever reason, whether you know about it or you don't. You have one life to live. And if you look at your life as my only opportunity to do as much as I possibly can do before my time is up, you start to decenter all those people's opinions and focus on yourself. You can't let what people are saying about you affect you. You just have to keep going. You have to fight the accusations. You have to fight the opinions. I remember our pastor was preaching and he was saying that you have to fight the feeling of being rejected. You have to fight the feeling of feeling like you're not good enough or you're not worthy to be in those places. Because if you don't fight those things, they'll fight you and you'll end up completely changing your dreams and visions and even your life because of somebody else. And then something I also realize is that people who focus on you instead of themselves, they don't have anything better to do. Because how can you sit there and focus on somebody else's life when you should be focusing on your own? There's only 3 logical things that come in my head when I think about that. 1, the person has nothing better to do. They're bored. 2, they envy you. They want to be you. When I grew up, I realized that yes, you'll be surprised at how people envy specific things about you. It could be the smallest thing, but because they don't have it and you do, the fact that you have it and they don't, they envy you for it. They want to be you, but they can't be you. And they're upset and you're the first point of contact, so they just want to just hate on you. Some people are just haters. They just hate for whatever reason. It's in their bones, it's in their DNA. And you just have to move on and be like, okay, this is how you are, no problem. And just move. But don't let those things, even though it's hard to, try your very best not to let it get to you so much. And something I also ask myself in this process is, why is it getting to you so much? Sometimes it affects you because it's actually true. Maybe you're already insecure about specific things in your life and somebody is coming to hate on your insecurities, so it makes it even worse. And once you're able to tackle your insecurities, work on yourself, be a better version of yourself, when somebody comes to attack that same place where it was once weak, it's no longer weak, you're strong, and you realize it doesn't affect you so much. It affects you because it matters and because to you there's some truth in what they're saying. And this is not always the case, because sometimes it's just annoying that people are saying stuff about you. Talk is cheap, so that's why people do it so much. But just because somebody says something doesn't make it true. Just because somebody thinks something doesn't make it true. And if you sit there and you're overanalyzing and beating yourself up because of what somebody says, you realize that the person has won. Because their ultimate goal most of the time is to make you feel bad about yourself, is to make you stop doing the thing that they were complaining about. Don't stop. Don't stop doing what you're doing. Don't stop being who you are. And then also something to realize is, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that deep. And the reason I say that is because when you look look at your life as a whole and you realize that you don't have much time. And the more that you spend this precious life that you have concerned about what other people think about you, the more you're wasting your life. This life that we have, it's very short, it's very fleeting. And so if you're sitting there and you're always concerned about what the next person says, and you realize that you're not living your life authentically how you're supposed to. Imagine Jesus. People were hating on him for all types of things. Like, he was out there just making people's lives better, but still people didn't like him. Jesus never lost the eye on the prize. He never lost the eye on the prize. Whatever the saying is, but he never lost his focus. He still was like, I'm about my Father's business. I'm gonna do what I was called to do. You too also say, I don't care what anybody has to say about me. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm about my Father's business. I'm about my business. When I first started my channel, let me tell you something. People were saying so much about my channel. Hey, this channel on my small corner of TikTok, I said TikTok. My small corner of YouTube that I'm trying to do, people had things to say. Me, I'm not hurting anybody. Look at my videos and tell me who I've been hurting. I haven't hurt anybody. I've been doing my own thing for so long now, and people had so much to say. People were saying all these things about me, and it was really affecting me to the point where I stopped posting for a really long time. I'm back because I realized that what the people have to say, rather, I didn't even know that as these people were saying these things, they were also doing what I was doing. They also wanted to be like me. Even some of these people who used to say bad things about me, rather now are having channels. And I say, hey, you see life, you see how people are, and you don't even know that sometimes your vision and dreams are not for yourself. The thing that you're pursuing, it can help people. Even just being who you are has an impact on the world. And the moment that you dim your light for somebody else, you're putting yourself at a disservice. You're putting the world at a disservice. We need somebody like you. I don't know you who's watching this, but I'm telling you that we need somebody like you in this life. I need somebody like you. That's why I want you to subscribe to my channel, because you add something to the channel, you know? And we won't have somebody like you if you're always concerned about the next person and what they have to say. It's not easy, but once you can really decenter people and their opinions, you realize that your life is so much easier. Just live your life. Do what you gotta do. Do what makes you happy. Do what you feel like God has called you to do. The criteria for being successful isn't that everybody has to agree with you. The criteria for being successful is keep pursuing it until it works. But you'll never pursue it if you're worried about the next person. There's always gonna be people who are talking, but which voice are you going to listen to? Are you gonna listen to your own voice? Are you gonna listen to the voice of God? Are you gonna listen to your friend? Are you gonna listen to your mom? Are you gonna like whatever decision you make, just realize that at the end of the day, you're the one who has to live the life. You're the one that has to deal with the consequences of the people that you decided to listen to. So make sure that whichever voice you're listening to, you're willing to deal with the consequences of those things, good or bad. So don't worry about Angelica, this person decided. Sorry, if you're watching this, you're Angelica. It just came to my mind. I'm sorry. And it hurts sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. There's people who have made fun about my channel and I've cried about it. I've sulked in it. But then when you sulk, you get back up and realize, Chale, it's not even worth it. There's this Bible verse and it talks about that people perish for the lack of knowledge. And so sometimes people are speaking and they don't realize that their words have effects. As you're saying something, you don't even realize that you might be stopping what God is calling somebody to do. You're snatching away the purpose of somebody's life because of how you talk. So you have to be mindful of what you are talking about. Not everybody who's watching this is a hater, but the haters who are watching, you don't know that as you're talking bad about somebody, you could be actually talking bad about the God in that person. Because the vision or dream that they have for themselves, maybe it's not from them, it's from God. And you are coming to tell them that what they're doing is stupid. Shame on you. As a bully and a hater, if you're watching this, shame on you. But for the rest of the people who are not haters, let me tell you something. Keep doing what you gotta do. You don't need to prove yourself to anybody. You don't need to try to be something you're not. Focus on your own life and your own journey, because everybody's journey is different. And just because somebody doesn't get your journey doesn't mean it's the wrong journey and you're wandering. You're going somewhere. There's an end goal. They just can't see it. And that's fine. So they should focus on themselves. You do focus on yourself. Even being concerned about other people it's a whole job. It's so tiring to always focus on the next person and what they have to say. It's a whole job. And this job, you're not getting paid and you're working overtime for what? There's no benefits to. It's a terrible job to have. Don't prioritize anybody's opinions over God's opinion and your opinion of yourself. And then something I've also realized is that you have to be okay with people having the wrong idea about you. Ish! Let me say it again. You have to be okay with people having the wrong idea about you. When you're living your organic, natural life, people will come and have their opinions. And the opinions could be 100% false, but you have to be okay and content with yourself so much that as people are having these wrong and negative opinions about you, you can be okay and knowing that, like, I don't need to prove myself to anybody. If this person wants to think this way about me, let them. It's not your responsibility or your job to show somebody how amazing you are. If they missed out on that opportunity, that's their own problem. So yes, I hope you guys like this. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Stay inspired. Bye.